What up, what up, what up? We're live. 7 p.m. How's everybody doing? I'm going to quickly post my links in the comment section. Boom. Links are there. I'm going to pin it to the top real quick. If I can figure out how to do that. Pin comment. Boom. Links are pinned. What's up, everybody? We're live. What a crazy week it's been. But I didn't call this live stream to talk about how crazy this week has been, even though we're definitely going to talk about that. I called this live stream to let everybody know brand new video drops this Friday at 9 a.m. It literally feels like yesterday that we dropped the last video. It feels like Fake Woke just came out. But you know the old saying, strike when the iron's hot. So things are going nuts right now. So this Friday at 9 a.m. we'll drop another brand new video. Super duper excited for it. This is probably the video that's dropping this Friday. It's probably my favorite video that we've managed to make in quarantine. Just like visually speaking, the video that drops Friday is crazy. It's stunning looking. So, and the song is nuts. And I'm just so excited. And usually we do like a week-long thing where I announce on Monday, like, hey, new video's coming Friday. And then we build all week until Friday when the video drops. But Fake Woke has been going so crazy. We're still #1 on the iTunes charts in all genres. We're #1 in hip-hop and we're #1 in all genres. At one point, we were #1 in the States and in Canada, which is crazy. It has over 600,000 streams and the video has over 3 million views in 5 days. So the week has been super crazy with the Fake Woke video. And I didn't get a chance to let everybody know. I said, look, if we break 3 million on Fake Woke, I'll drop another video. And then literally the next day, we'd broken 3 million. So I'm going to do good by that promise. I'm going to drop a brand new video this Friday at 9 a.m. Cannot wait to show it to you guys. Like I said, it's a crazy one. And as always, if you're new here, and I suspect that there is a lot of new people here who have just discovered me, because if you didn't know, I was on Fox News this week. Which was super, super fun and really, really weird. Just like, imagine turning on the news and seeing this guy. Like, I am not qualified in any sense to be on the news. But, I mean, is anybody really qualified to be on the news? Like, let's be honest here. But it was really cool, and Fox News treated me good and said nice things about me and presented everything in a positive light, which was really cool. It was pretty funny that, like, they played clips of Fake Woke and they played clips of People So Stupid. In both of those songs, I talked tons of shit about the news and the mainstream media and stuff like that. So the fact that those were the two songs that they decided to play on air was super funny. But shout out to them. Like, that's a pretty cool move by them to do that. So things have been really crazy with the Fake Woke video. And we're going to go again this Friday at 9 a.m. Brand new video. It's going to be nuts. And as always, if you're new here, this is where I was going with that rant. If you're new here, there's 2 ways to see the video before anybody else, or to see the video early or get first dibs on the video. And that is, you either subscribe to my YouTube channel or join the Hangover Gang newsletter. Both of those links are pinned in the comments right now. I would urge you to join the Hangover Gang newsletter. All you have to do is click the link, put your email in, hit enter, and you're done. You'll get an email Friday morning when the video drops. That newsletter is also where all the promo codes for cheap merch, tour tickets, early access to music videos, free MP3 downloads, etc. They all go out through the Hangover Gang newsletter. So if you'd be so kind, join the Hangover Gang newsletter. Our subscriptions on YouTube have been blowing up lately. Like we're at 1.62 million or something, which is crazy. So if you want to do me another solid, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and we'll just keep pushing that number up. That would be major. And then Billboard music charts contacted me today and said that Fake Woke was going to be charting on Billboard next week, which is pretty cool. And the way that Billboard works is they take all your streams, they take all your views, and they take all your digital purchases and downloads, and they combine them all. And then all those numbers together influence how high you chart on Billboard. So if you're sitting around out there and you got nothing to do, go watch and share Fake Woke like crazy people. Usually I'm done saying that 2 days after the video drops. I stop urging people to watch and share. But we're on such a crazy trajectory right now that I would just super appreciate it if you guys would continue watching and sharing that video like nuts. The other thing is the downloads from iTunes count in a major way towards how high you chart on Billboard. So if you have an extra 99 cents hanging around and you haven't downloaded it yet, please go to iTunes and download Fake Woke. Not only will that help us maintain that #1 top spot, but every single download counts towards where we're going to chart on Billboard. So if you want to do me a super favor and you got a spare dollar laying around, go to iTunes and download Fake Woke. Like I said, keep watching and sharing it. That also helps a ton. Keep streaming it on Spotify, blah, 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 blah. So that's my big spiel. Brand new video drops. I'm going to do some question and answers in a second. So if you guys have any questions about anything, as always, drop your questions in the comment section. I'm going to start scrolling through all the comments in about 2 minutes here, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. What the hell was I just going to say? Oh yeah, before we get into the Q&A, before we get into the question and answer, new video drops Friday at 9 a.m. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., I'm dropping the artwork for the song. So if you want to know what the song's going to be called, if you want to know what the song's going to be about, if I was you, I would tune in right here tomorrow at 9 a.m. for when I drop the artwork. And then we can all jump in the comments and fight with one another about what we think it's going to be about. And it seems like the internet, since I dropped Fake Woke, the internet's in a fighting mood. They really are looking for a fight right now. They want to call me and my fans' names and do that do that whole stupid internet thing. So if you're sitting around tomorrow and you want to know what the song's called, I'm dropping the artwork at 9 a.m. There'll be a lot of people in the comments fighting about it, as per usual. So show up with your boxing gloves and let's get ready to rumble. So that's all I got. I'm going to do the question and answer now. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm going to answer as much stuff as I possibly can. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to jump in the comments right now. Kaylee Caruth says, I personally feel like you were not trying to diss Eminem and Fake Woke, were you? No, I was not dissing Eminem and Fake Woke. Like, I know that you guys saw Tom MacDonald disses Eminem, like, all over the internet, on all the hip-hop sites, and blah, 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 blah. But, like, this is 2021. It's difficult to get people to watch music videos. It's difficult to get people to read articles. It's difficult to get people to spend time doing what you want them to do on the internet. So these are just, like, clickbait titles that are saying, Tom MacDonald dissed Eminem, because they're trying to generate traffic and get people to read their little articles and blah, 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 blah. Did I mention Eminem's name in the song? Yes. Did I diss Eminem? No. It was simply an observation. That whole song is about how contradictory we've become and the hypocrisy of society today. And all I was doing was simply pointing out, like, hey, this guy used to talk about this, and that, murdering his mom and all this shit, and now he doesn't want people to be his fans if they voted for Trump. That's a pretty big, you know, that's a pretty big difference. So it's just like when I said it's easier to get a job than buy a gun, and pointed out all these things about society that are changing. And I didn't say that he'd changed for the better or for the worse. I just said it's different, and there's a lot of ways that society is different these days. And, you know, whether he is grown or he is crumbled under the pressure of cancel culture and what's acceptable today, like, who knows? But it was just simply an observation, and that's it. As you guys know, if you guys know what the reason why I started rapping, you know that I've accredited Eminem to that in the past many times, and that's really it. So that's it. Was it a diss? No. Did I mention his name? Yeah, I mentioned his name. But that's the thing about stans, is like anytime anybody says Eminem, if they're not kissing his ass, the stans are, oh, it's a diss. He dissed Eminem. I can't believe it. He's dissing the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Tom. Why would you do that? He's gonna MGK you, Tom. This is career suicide. And it's just like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, if Eminem saw that video and heard that line, he was probably like, huh, true. Shit is definitely, I've definitely cleaned up my act a bit. He's not like raging on the internet like all these like little fucking weirdo fans. Like, anyways, nothing against Eminem. I didn't think it was a diss, but I mean, people will interpret your songs and distort your message as it serves their narrative and allows them to be angry and feel like they can get some attention on the internet. So there you go. Matthew Grisdale says, hey bro, I love you. Have you been approached by any other media outlets? Yeah, I've been approached by a bunch of media outlets. It just so happens that the first people that reached out was Fox News, and that's why I did that one. But I'm doing a bunch of more interviews coming up right away. I'm actually doing one tomorrow, which is pre-recorded, so I'll do the interview tomorrow, and then I'll post it online for everybody to see, and it's another pretty cool one. So I'm just flipping through here. Looking for questions. TJ Overby says, you were a pro wrestler before. Who is the most famous wrestler that you've had a match with? I actually wrestled Kenny Omega in Edmonton, Alberta. And at that point in time, Kenny Omega wasn't a big star. But Kenny Omega is one of the biggest pro wrestling stars in the world right now. So probably Kenny. And there's a lot of other guys that are sort of semi-famous, and I've been in the ring and on shows with a lot of WWE guys, and I've ridden roller coasters with Buff Bagwell and hung out with Billy Kidman and done a lot of cool stuff like that. But in terms of actually working in the ring, probably Kenny. I'm just flipping through here looking for some questions. There's a lot of people talking and saying really kind things, and I really appreciate it, but I'm looking for question marks right now. And a lot of people asking about tour. Look, if you're asking questions about tour, I'm not going to answer any questions about tour because I just don't know what the hell is going on with that. As soon as venues open up and allow us to go on the road and do shows, you best believe that we're going to be going on tour. I had a 40-show tour canceled before the pandemic, and I'm personally dying to get back out on the road. Like, the best part of my job is meeting you guys and shaking your hands and hearing your stories and taking photos with you and hanging out at shows and blah, 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 blah. So all I can say about tours is the second the world's open, we're going to be on tour. I don't do VIP tickets. I don't do special meet and greets. I don't do that stuff. I don't believe in charging people extra for that. I show up at the shows early. I meet everybody who's there early. I stay at the venues till 3, 4 in the morning until everybody's got to shake hands, get a picture, blah, 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 blah. So just rest assured that when the world opens back up, I'll be on tour and I'll shake your hand or give you a hug or give you an autograph or take the photo or whatever the case may be. The second we're allowed to do it, I'm going to do it. So that's the only question I'm going to answer about tour tonight. Tim Saylor says, what was the hardest part of starting out and getting your music out there? Man, I think the hardest part about starting out is if you want to be successful in life, like you have to fail a bunch of times before you're successful. Like everybody knows that like Babe Ruth holds the record for most home runs in Major League Baseball, right? But a lot of people don't realize that Baby Ruth also holds the record for most strikeouts in Major League Baseball ever. So like that guy has been more successful than a lot of his peers and a lot of other players, but he's also had more failures than a lot of his peers and a lot of other players. So that's the most difficult part about starting out, I think, is that you have to be hard-headed and resilient, and you have to have grit and resolve and belief in yourself, and you need to have all those things even in the face of catastrophic failure and repeatedly failing, and to keep to stay motivated in the face of so much failure, and to stay believing in yourself going through all that. That's the most difficult part of starting out. I think that's really it, man. And like through this trial and error period, finding out who you are and finding out like what you really want to be talking about and what you want to be making music about, and connecting with like-minded people, like those are sort of secondary, but these are things that you have to do while you're continuously failing. So I think it's finding the mental toughness to endure all that failure is probably the most difficult part of starting out. Rebecca White says, are you and Nova gonna do another song together? Nova's my girlfriend. She is an amazing musician herself and a rapper. Here, let me answer that question with a question. And this is a question that I've been fighting with literally all day. And I want to know from you guys what you guys think. But don't go off on too big of a tangent, because I still need to like be getting questions coming in from you guys. But I just want to plant this seed and just see what you guys think, okay? And I really honestly do want to know what you guys think. You don't have to let me know right now. You can message me, you can comment it on a post, whatever you want. But I want to know this, okay? Every year, I try to do like a special project that's different from the things that I normally do. It's not fake woke. It's not People So Stupid. It's not Politically Incorrect. It's not White Boy. It's not these big controversial viral songs. Sometimes I just like to do something different, because a lot of people are rappers, and I definitely do rap, but I consider myself just more of like a creative and an artist. And I do some really different types of music. I've always really wanted to do some rock stuff and some punk stuff and some pop stuff. And I just want to do different types of things. So this is the question. I have been secretly working on something extremely, extremely special. But it's way different than the music that is popping off right now. And I want to know, like, would you guys be interested in hearing something different than what you're hearing right now? Because my whole thing is like, I just released Fake Woke, and there's all these people that are just finding me right now, and they love Fake Woke, which means they're going to love No Lives Matter and People So Stupid, Politically Incorrect, all those types of jams. But I have more to offer than just like a bunch of controversial viral songs. So I have something really special that I want to give to you guys right now. It's completely different than anything I've ever done before. And it doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm always going to do what I'm doing right now. But just on the side, I have this other really special thing that I want to give to you guys. And I'm almost finished it right now. And with the success of Fake Woke and how that's blowing up, now I'm like, oh shit, like that's what people expect me to just do all the time now. Are they going to hate this other stuff I've been working on? So you guys let me know what you think. Are you interested in like hearing some other different cool music that's not typically what you'd get from me? I'm going to continue doing the rapping, and I'm going to continue doing the controversial songs that I love to make, and you know, that's a big part of who I am. So I'm going to continue doing that. But are you guys interested in hearing a little more than that? You just let me know, because I got stuff for you. Ben Bergman, never been asked this before. He said, do you prefer the A&W Root Beer Zero over the diet? Because I'm drinking Root Beer Zero Sugar right now. This isn't my soda. This is my girlfriend's soda. I'm not like a zero sugar kind of guy. Give me all the fucking sugar. You guys saw that post I made the other day. I had like 16 empty family-sized bags of M&Ms. Give me all the sugar. Since I like quit drinking and quit smoking weed and quit drinking coffee and just completely cleaned my life up for the last 3 years, I don't have any vices. Give me the motherfucking sugar. I've given up everything. I'm not going to give up the sugar. There's no fucking way I'm going to give up the sugar. But this is my girlfriend's soda, so it is zero sugar, and like, I don't know, it's not bad. It doesn't taste like there's no sugar in it, because it's probably like loaded up with aspartame or some other like cancer-causing sugar substitute. But yeah, I don't know. I prefer regular A&W root beer with all the sugar in it. I don't really drink diet soda either. Jonathan Smith says, what's the craziest video you ever shot? There's different videos that are crazy for different reasons. The video that I'm dropping this Friday at 9 a.m., cheap plug, that's probably one of the crazier videos I've ever shot since being in quarantine. Like, trust me, when you guys see this video, you're going to be like, how is it even possible that that guy shot this video in quarantine? I built the entire music video set myself, okay? And Nova lit it up and shot the video. It's nuts. It's crazy. So yeah, the video I'm dropping this Friday is pretty crazy. I've made some like crazy controversial videos that like I've never even released. Like I shot a crazy video for a song called Be a Man that came out on my first album. And that video was just like too much. Like after I saw it get edited, I was like, I don't know if we can put that out. They're going to definitely wipe us off the internet if we put that out. And then I just recently shot one that's also super crazy, but like it's just too volatile to put out right now. But it definitely will come out. It's just timing is everything, and right now is not the right time. So, but yeah, the video this Friday is insane. So tune in for that one. It's definitely the craziest video we've shot since we've been in quarantine. Michael Goodliff. Michael Goodliff is actually a good friend of mine. That's cool. He said, are you interested in doing acting parts in film and television? And would you if you were offered? Look, people ask me all the time, like, would you act in a movie? Would you act in a series? Would you act in this and that or the other thing? And it's just like, you have to just look at it like, sure, that would be cool. I would love to do that if I had time to do that. But you have to look at it like, I'm 100% independent. I have no record label. I have no manager. I have no PR team. I have no marketing. I have no publicist. I don't have a team. I don't have a producer. I make all the beats. I write all the songs. My girlfriend shoots all the videos. My girlfriend edits all the videos. We design all the merch. We design all the CD covers. We design all the artwork. We release the music ourselves. Blah, 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 blah. I don't have any media training, nothing. Like, I'm on the news without media training. And we're doing all this other stuff ourselves. So I'm literally working like 20 hours a day right now. And working 20 hours a day is a really consistent thing. But that goes back to the first question that I answered. And what's the hardest part? You got to have grit. You got to have resolve. And you have to have disgusting work ethic. When they're sleeping, you're working. When they're eating, you're working. When they're working, you're working twice as hard. When they're working twice as hard, you're working 10 times as hard. That's it. So I think it would probably be fun to be in some movies and TV shows and stuff like that, but I just simply don't have time. Also, like, I really love making music. Like, aside from putting it out into the world and hearing how it's affecting you guys and hearing that it's helping you guys through your day, me recording the music is like therapy for myself. So I love making music because it's therapeutic for me. And I don't think that I would get that same gratification out of acting on a TV show or in a movie or something. I do this because I love it. That's the only reason I do anything in life. I don't do anything that I don't like. I only do what I love, and that's it. And that's how everybody should be. So to me, I swung hammers as a carpenter and built houses and built commercial buildings and worked in the industrial sector. I was a carpenter for a long time, and I didn't like that. I love what I'm doing right now. So if I was going to go be an actor or act in some stuff, I might as well be swinging a hammer again, because I just don't like it. I don't love it like I love making music. That's it. Just flipping through here, looking for some questions. Dustin Rose says, when did you know that rapping was your ultimate career choice? You know what? I never thought that rapping was going to be my ultimate career choice. As a lot of you guys know, like, I was a pro wrestler, like WWE stuff, before I was a musician. And that was always my career choice. I actually had the most outlandish career choices like my whole life. I think my first job that I wanted to be was, I swear, I think I told my folks, I want to be Batman. And then that didn't exactly work out. And then I said, I want to be an astronaut. And then that didn't exactly work out. And then I wanted to be a pro wrestler. And then I wanted to be a rapper. So I've only ever wanted to be 4 things: Batman, an astronaut, a pro wrestler, and a rapper. Not the most realistic, career paths. But here's the reasons why, though. I always loved Batman, and watching Batman on TV like affected me as a kid and made me feel something inside. Always loved space and astronauts and movies about space and reading about space and blah, 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 blah. That stuff just affected me. I thought, like, astronauts were the coolest people ever, so that's what I wanted to do. And then as I was growing up, pro wrestling happened, and I discovered wrestlers and pro wrestling, and that made me feel something, and it made me get excited and made me get mad at the bad, blah, 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 blah. And then, so the 3 things that those jobs have in common, Batman, astronaut, pro wrestler, they all made me feel something. And they all made me feel something that I liked inside. And I just wanted to make other people feel something. So as a pro wrestler, I got to do that for a long time. I got to tell the story of good and evil in a wrestling ring in front of tons of people, like on a bi-weekly basis. I got to tell that story and affect the people's emotions. And then through accumulated injuries and politics, I got out of pro wrestling, and I had this urge in me that I still wanted to affect people's emotions and really make a difference in people's lives. And it just so happened that being a musician to me was the next best thing. I've been writing poetry and writing music my whole life, so I just went full force into music, and it's just progressively evolved into where we're at now, where primarily I'm a rapper. So I don't think I ever thought it was my ultimate career choice. It was just the evolution of me being affected by things I was seeing and me wanting to affect other people in the same way. And this is the form that it's taken. And like I said, to go back to another question, I have a lot more in me to give people than some rap songs. So I want to give you guys more than that. I want to give you different types of music and different types of art. And I'll continue to rap because I love it, and then I enjoy the hell out of it, every minute of it. But there's other things that I want to make people feel with music, and there's other forms of music that I feel are more effective in making people feel those things. I know I said feel like 75 times in those two sentences, but that's the best way that I can explain it. Jolene Janes Davis says, from song to art to concept, how long is the process? So you guys know I make all my beats. So usually I'll have an idea for a song. I will make the beat. I can usually get a beat done in, I'm really meticulous about my producing. Some people can make a beat in 15 minutes. That's not me. I dig for the perfect sounds and the perfect kicks, and sonically I pan things around, and I do lots of weird stuff. I'm very meticulous about making beats. So usually I can get a beat done in about like 6-7 hours, like about a day with breaks in there. If it's something really crazy and extravagant or I run into problems, maybe like a day and a half for the beat. But while I'm making the beat, I'm like coming up with ideas for the song and scribbling them in my phone. So usually in about 2 to 3 days, I get the song and the beat done. And then I plan the video with my girlfriend, and we pretty much shoot like immediately. And the shoots usually just take a day. If it's a big shoot, maybe 2 days. And then I have the song mixed and mastered. Nova makes the single artwork. We take the photos for that, upload it, get it ready to release, and then boom, it's out to you guys. So from start to finish, if you want to do it properly and have everything working together, maybe about a week total. And that's from initial idea for the song to it's released and it's on streaming platforms and everywhere, probably about like a week. It was pretty safe. But like, for example, like the Angels video that I dropped on Christmas, I wrote that song the night before it came out, and we shot the video in like a couple hours. So if it needs to come out faster, we get it done in less than 24 hours for sure. But a comfortable space to have everything done properly, I'd say about a week. Alex Sid Marie says, could you do more sit-down stories, funny / scary, etc., please? Because I did the scary ghost story like a few weeks back. Yes, I'll absolutely do more stories. Actually, I have a good story for you guys, because I was reminiscing with my friend Brandon Hart, who's a musician. A lot of you guys probably know Brandon. I've posted his videos here before. He's my best friend. He's an incredible musician. So we were talking on the phone the other day, and he was just pretty much saying, congratulations, you're on Fox News, and Fake Woke has got millions of views, and blah, 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 blah. So we're just talking about it and just reminiscing, like, how far we've come in these past couple years and how quickly it's happened. So I think I've told people part of this story before, but I remembered a lot of things about this when I was reminiscing with Brandon. Here, check this out. Hey, monkey, I'm sorry. Boom. You guys see this? This is like a glass waveform that my girlfriend got me for Christmas. It says Tom MacDonald, Dear Rappers, and that's the waveform like inside this brick of glass. Yo, that looks so weird. Yo, these would make sick glasses, right? Why do glasses not look like this? Why do they have to put those two little specks up on your eyes? This is way fucking cooler. They should just attach an elastic band to this motherfucker and holy shit. Look at how cool you look from the side. Why is this not a thing? This is fucking rad. Well, if anybody wants a pair of glasses that look like this, you can go to hangovergang.com. I'm going to have them up for $59.99 in the next couple days. You heard it here first, folks. Tom MacDonald one-piece visor glasses dropping exclusively at hangovergang.com. Every pair's autographed. Shit's so tight. Okay, I'm fucking losing my momentum here. This is the waveform for Tom MacDonald Dear Rappers. Nova got it for me for Christmas. I keep it in the studio to remind me that that was a crazy time. So check this out. It's story time. I'll tell you how Dear Rappers came together, okay? Nova and I are living in the hood. Our house is full of cockroaches and mice, and our ceiling is leaking. We like come out of the bedroom in the morning and there's fucking water all over the kitchen because there's water pouring in through the roof when it rains. And it's just like there's fucking shootings and crazy shit happening in our neighborhood all the time. Like we're in the fucking hood. So, and we can't pay our rent. We have no money for rent. We have no money for groceries. We have no money for nothing. Like we're shopping at Goodwill for our clothes, and we're going to the dollar store for our food. And it is tough times, baby. It's tough times. So one day I went out onto the front porch and I had half a cigarette left that I'd left out on the porch in case I needed it. And I was so frustrated, and I had been going through all this shit, and we're scrambling to get rent together. We're trying to figure out how to pay for our groceries. Like, shit is bad. It's ugly. So I go sit on the front porch, and I just had this, like, weird moment, this epiphany, sitting on the front porch, where I just started writing this song. I remember I lit my very last cigarette, that half a cigarette. And the first word that I wrote was, Dear Rappers. And then all of a sudden, I started writing that song. And I was writing it and writing it and writing it and writing it. And all in like 15 minutes, all of a sudden, Dear Rappers was done. And I'm sitting there on the front porch looking at it, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I think I just wrote like the most important song of my life. Like, what's going on right now? And I ran into the house and I was like, Nova, I just wrote this crazy song. I swear to God, I had a vision. It's going to change our life. We need to shoot this video. We got to shoot it right now. We got to put the video out tomorrow. Like, this is the one. And she's like, okay. Grabs her camera. We set up a little light, pulled the backdrop down, shot the video for Dear Rappers. And then I called Brandon. This is why I remembered this story, because we were just talking about me and Brandon reminiscing. So I called Brandon and I'm like, yo, I think I just wrote the song that's going to change. I think I just wrote the song that's going to change my life. And he's like, let me hear it. And I sent it to him and he's like, oh man, this song is sick. And I was like, bro, I need fucking $200 so I can run an ad for this song on Facebook. And he's like, okay, cool. I'll lend you the $200. So Brandon gave me $200. Then I called my boy, my other friend, Dean. And I was like, Dean, I need $150. I wrote this song. Can I have $150? I'll pay you back. And he was like, sure. And he gave me $150. Then I called my sister as the older brother calling his younger sister. And I was like, yo, I need to borrow $300. I'm doing something that's going to change everything, I promise you. And she's like, okay, gives me 300 bucks. So I got the 300 from my sister, the 200 from Brandon, and 150 from Dean. So then I meet this guy on Facebook, and I go have a meeting with him, and he's an investor, potentially. So I meet up with him for lunch, and I'm like, okay, here, this is what I got. I got this video, blah, 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 blah. I need 400 bucks. And he's like, okay, like, well, we don't have an agreement. We don't have a contract, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, look, well, let's just see how this goes. And if it works, we'll speak about that other stuff later. So he's like, okay, out of the kindness of my heart, like not on a business tip, just because I like you, I'll give you the 400 bucks. So now I'm sitting around with $1,000. And I don't think I've ever had $1,000 in one place at one time in my entire life. So I took that $1,000 and I put it on a Facebook advertisement for Dear Rappers. And then we dropped Dear Rappers. We didn't have no money for food, no money for rent, no money for nothing. We had $1,000 that I had just like borrowed and bummed off of my friends and family over the last 24 hours. And I put all that money on Dear Rappers and boosted it on Facebook. And 2 days later, Dear Rappers had over 1 million views and went super viral and like literally changed our entire lives. Like, dude, sometimes like I'm all about like, if you're in a tough situation, like playing it safe. But sometimes you just got to bet it all on red. And you just got to fucking believe that that ball is going to land on red. Like, and it's all you can do. And we fucking bet it all on red. And it fucking worked. And yesterday, like, we were on Fox News with my newest video. So, dude, it makes me, like, want to cry talking about it. Like, it was really, really crazy that things worked out like that. And they don't always work out like that. Like the potential for seismic catastrophe is such a high percentage. Like, but I don't know, man. Just held on and just had faith and just believed, and it worked. So to answer your question, Alex, I will tell more ghost stories and stuff in the future. I don't think that the one I just told was particularly well told, but I'll see what I can muster up. I got some stories somewhere deep down inside me. I'll see if I can pull a few out and film some more ghost stories and stuff like that, and I'll put them out on my YouTube soon. But there's a little story for everybody. Okay, I'm just flipping through here. A lot of people are always asking this, like this Dan Alcock guy just said, hey, can I get your permission to play your music in the background of a live feed? My buddy and I are starting up. People are constantly asking me if they can play my music on Twitch or if they can play it on their in their videos or whatever. And like, I think it's like, if you want to play the music on Twitch or something, then you have to provide some proof that you have permission. So just take this as permission. If you have a Twitch stream or you want to use my music in one of your videos or something, this is your permission. Go ahead and use the music. You can send that clip to Twitch and hopefully they allow you to do whatever it is that you want to do with my music. Okay, so I'm going to take more questions in about 30 seconds, but just in case there's new people here, I want you guys to know, brand new video drops this Friday at 9 a.m. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm dropping the artwork, which will give away what the video is about, the song title, etc. So meet me here tomorrow at 9 a.m. if you want to know what the video on Friday is called and going to be about. And then Friday morning at 9 a.m. I'm dropping a brand new video, which is crazy. Trust me, there is no other song or no other video that makes more sense to come out after Fake Woke than the one that I'm dropping on Friday. Like, it's nuts. And it sort of continues and builds off of what's going on right now. That's all I can tell you. So, new video Friday at 9 a.m. Please, Fake Woke is still going crazy. We're still #1 in all genres on iTunes. We have over 3 million views, over 600,000 streams, and all of these things are taken into account by Billboard, and they've let me know that we're going to be charting there next week. So all that's left for us to do is see how high we chart on Billboard. So if you would please continue to watch and share Fake Woke like crazy people, stream it on Spotify, and most importantly, download the Fake Woke single on iTunes. That will all affect how we chart on the Billboard charts next week, and I would super appreciate it. And then the last thing I'll say about the new video dropping Friday is 2 ways to see it. First, join the Hangover Gang newsletter or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Links to both of those things are in the comments. They're pinned at the top. All you got to do is click on the YouTube link and you'll automatically subscribe, or click on the Hangover Gang newsletter link, put your email in, hit enter, and you're done. And I will personally email you Friday morning. The one thing I can say about the Hangover Gang newsletter is sometimes it goes to your spam or your junk folder. So make sure you check your spam and your junk folder, because I will have sent you an email on Friday morning. And if you mark it as not spam or not junk, it'll never go there again. So, okay, now that we've talked about that and reminded everybody that there's a new video dropping Friday, all links are in the comments. I am going to answer some more questions. Adam Ramey says, do you think that the fame is worth it? Are there days that you wish it would all disappear? That's a very good question, Adam. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that before. Honestly, man, like, there are days that it's fun and it's great. And, you know, when you're sitting where I'm sitting now and you look back at where I started with Dear Rappers, like that story that I just told, I'm very thankful to have made it out of that situation. I'm very grateful for all of you amazing people. But there's definitely, like, there's days when you don't want to be a carpenter anymore. There's days when you don't want to be a doctor anymore. There's days when you don't want to be a parent anymore. There's days when there's always going to be those days, no matter what it is. Lawyer, carpenter, plumber, bank teller, famous rapper, whatever. There's always going to be days that you just don't want to do your job, and you just don't want to be famous, or you don't want to be a carpenter. There's going to be days like that. So I do my best to embrace every moment of this and enjoy it. But there's definitely times where it sucks, man. You just want to be alone and by yourself and be quiet. And it always feels like the internet's just at your front door when you're a musician and in my positions. It's difficult sometimes. Of course it is. But I'd say it's well worth it. I love what I do. I love that by me making music is therapy for myself. It also helps other people. And just based on that, like, I've had people hit me up and say, my brother killed himself yesterday. Your music's the only reason I'm still here. Or I'm going through chemo and I listen to your music when I'm getting my treatments and it helps me make it through, and stuff like that. And when you hear comments like that, like, it would be impossible to say that this isn't worth it. To have that type of effect and profound impact on somebody else, that's why I'm here. That's what. So I would say it's well worth it. I think, like, and I've talked about it before, like, is the fame worth it? It is truly not what anybody expects. It's not what I expected, that's for sure. And I've talked about it like a few times before. Like, we set these like goals in life, right? These places that we want to get to. And as a musician, that's 100 likes, 1,000 likes, 1,000,000 likes, 1,000,000,000 views, blah, 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 blah. And maybe as a carpenter, that's like a laborer, a carpenter, a foreman, a superintendent, blah, blah. Like, we all have this ladder that we're trying to climb, right? And there's all these destinations out there. and you think that like when you reach that destination, that first milestone, that 1,000 likes on Facebook, you have this image in your head of who you're going to be and what life's going to be like when you get there. And then you get to that 1,000 likes and everything's the same. And then you get to the 10,000 likes and everything's the same. And then you get to 100,000, it's the same. 1 million, it's the same. 10 million, it's the same. These projections of our mind, these places, these destinations, you never truly arrive at them. They're not real things that happen. I feel the exact same right now as I did when I was in that shitty house writing Dear Rappers with no money on my front step. I feel the exact same. Like, I'm no more happy now than I was then. I'm no more sad now than I was then. I feel the exact same. So I think what's important is like, instead of setting these destinations in these places and expecting yourself to arrive at them at some point, is pointless. Look out the window instead of looking straight ahead. I gotta get there, I gotta get there, I gotta get there, because you'll never get there. One day you'll end up 85 years old, laying in a hospital bed, surrounded by your family, getting ready to die, and you will have never arrived at any of these destinations. The most important part is to take a break from looking out the front window and look out the side window and look in the rear view here and there and look around and enjoy the ride on the way there. That's it. So, I mean, that doesn't sound like it directly relates to, do you think fame is worth it? But I can definitely say that fame has created some pretty cool things going on outside the window. So now when I get the chance to look around and enjoy the view, there's definitely some cool things going on outside those windows that I appreciate. And it's just helped enhance the journey that I'm traveling as a human being. So, and I think that makes it worth it. There you have it. I'm getting into my next question. Xavier Kirby says, what inspired you to make such real music? I think you guys know this story, but I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record and I'm talking about the same things that I always talk about, but it just feels like hot off the heels of Fake Woke and hot off the heels of being on Fox News and blah, 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 blah. It feels like there might be a lot of new people out there who don't know the story and they don't know how I typically answer these questions, and they don't really know a lot about me. All they know is like, I was the asshole on YouTube screaming truth in a song for 4.5 minutes, and they might not have any concept of who I am as a person. So I apologize if you're one of the people that have been here for a long time, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, this guy's always talking about the same shit. Every single live stream, he's talking about the same thing. But I'm just trying to give the new people here, who we're happy to be part of the Hangover Gang family, I might add. I'm just trying to give those people a little perspective and a little context of, on who I am and why I make the music I make and stuff like that. So, Xavier, what inspired you to make the real music? Dude, I started off just like everybody else, making the same lame music that everybody else was making. I was talking about the girls and the drugs and the clothes and the cars and the partying and blah, 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 blah. Because that was all I knew. I was listening to my favorite rappers. I was emulating what my favorite rappers were talking about. That's what my favorite rappers were talking about, so that's what I did. And I was a kid, and I didn't know myself. I didn't have my own story yet. It's taken a pretty drastic change in direction in these last 3 years, and that can pretty much all be attributed to the fact that I was an alcoholic and I almost died from a mental breakdown 3.5 or 4 years ago now. I'll have to tell you guys the story about that night sometime. Like, I think that a lot of people slowly go crazy and slowly have a mental break over a period of time. But mine happened like this. Boom. One night, everything changed. And following that one night, I spent 9 months living at my mother's house, reading about what I was going through, researching how I could get better, going to the doctor, going to therapy, taking the medication, quit drinking, quit smoking weed. Things were ugly. I've said it before. I said 2 words to my mom every single day for 9 months. She'd wake up in the morning and I'd be sitting on the couch and she'd say, "How are you doing today, Thomas?" And I'd say, "Not good." And that was it. I couldn't eat. I was gagging to eat 1 banana or 1 egg, choking it down, literally gagging, almost throwing up 1 egg every day. I couldn't sleep. I'd lay in bed with a movie playing on my computer and an iPod with a podcast playing next to my head because I could not deal with silence. I could not handle the silence at all. I didn't talk to my friends for 9 months. I didn't take a phone call. I didn't write a song. I didn't post on the internet. I didn't do anything. So for that 9 months, think about that. For 9 months, I was in constant mental anguish and constantly internally in turmoil for 9 months. Every second of every day for 9 months. So literally every minute felt like a goddamn eternity. Like, it felt like the days would never end. And I was just in pain. And it was like that for 9 months. So in that period of time, I looked within myself and I got to know who I was. And I got to know a lot of things about me. A lot of people think that they have grit, and a lot of people think that they're mentally tough, and a lot of people think a lot of things about themselves. You really find out how fucking tough you are when you have a fucking mental breakdown. There's a million people in the world that you could fight and beat up, or you could fight and lose to. There is nothing on the planet like fighting against yourself every day for 9 months. I guarantee it. So in that process, I learned about what was really important to me and who was really important to me and why are those people important to me and what's not important to me. Clothes, the music I've been making about drugs and guns and cars and girls and brand names and money and blah, blah, blah. That stuff is all unimportant. When you're literally a moment from death, on a consistent basis for an extended period of time, you find out real fucking quick. There is no amount of money. There is no brand name piece of clothing. There is no vehicle. There is nothing in the world that can save you from that type of misery. And you learn real fucking quick what's important to you. And maybe most importantly, you learn about what's not fucking important to you. And I learned that all that shit is not fucking important to me. So now, the music that I'm making now is directly happening because I learned what's not important to me. So now I make music that means something to me. It's about shit that I think about, that I feel. And I know a lot of people like to scream facts and stuff all the time. I'm not always right. This is just my personal opinion about stuff. It's my personal feelings. Sometimes it's not even my personal opinion. I'm just talking shit because I know it's going to piss people off. And I like affecting people's emotions on a real level. That's what's important to me. So the things I talk about now are things I really give a shit about. I don't talk about the cars and clothes and drugs and hoes and guns and blah, 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 because I don't care about that stuff. And I learned that I don't care about that stuff when I spent 9 months almost dying. So that is the shortest, most concise way that I can answer your question, Xavier. Jason Gerhardson asks, where was the Buttholes video filmed? The Buttholes music video was filmed in a bunch of different locations. We at a homie's mansion and on top of a warehouse and inside that warehouse and a bunch of random locations, like when I dressed up as the Canadian guy with the Canadian Speedo on. That was like out in a public park. Like, talk about that was a difficult fucking music video to shoot. Wearing a Speedo in a public park for a scene in a music video, not fun. And then there was another scene in Buttholes where I was a pregnant woman in a supermarket. And like, yo, that's a good story. So if you guys have seen the Buttholes music video, you know what it's all about. You know I was dressed as a pregnant lady in part of it. Like, I literally walked into this dollar store. The dollar store was attached to a Goodwill. So I went in the Goodwill and I bought the dress and I bought the shoes and I had the wig and stuff. And then walking out of the Goodwill, I'm with Nova and we have all the camera equipment in the trunk. And I'm like, well, fuck, there's a dollar store right there. You want to just shoot the scene right now? And she's like, what? You're going to get dressed as a pregnant woman in the parking lot of this fucking store and you're just going to go in there and shoot it? And I was like, yeah, well, let's go suss it out real quick. Let's go scope it out. And if it looks chill, then we'll do it. So whatever. So I walk into the dollar store and I'm walking around or whatever. And I see a guy like stocking the shelves or whatever. And I walk up to him and I'm like, hey, buddy. And he's like, what's up, man? And I was like, could I shoot part of a music video in here? And he's like, I guess so. Like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'm literally just going to stand in this aisle. I'm going to deliver 2 lines of the song and I'm going to be out of here. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. He's like, don't tell anybody else because you'll probably get in trouble, but I ain't going to bug you about it. So I was like, all right, cool. Went out into the parking lot. I had like a blow up maternity stomach. I blew it up in the parking lot, strapped it on me, put the fucking dress on, put the wig on, put the shoes on, blah, 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 blah. Nova got her camera. Then we went back into the dollar store and I like walked past that guy that I just asked if we could shoot in there. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, that guy just asked me if he could shoot a music video in here. And then he came back in 5 minutes later dressed as a pregnant woman. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then I stood in the aisle in the outfit and performed the song. And yeah, that was one of the locations. So there was like a billion locations in the Buttholes video and they were all extremely awkward and embarrassing to shoot in, but we got it done. I saw somebody their question popped up and said, what store was it? It was a Dollar Tree, I believe. A Dollar Tree or a Dollar Giant or Dollar General or some shit like that. Whatever the dollar store is where fucking literally everything is green and fucking yellow is that dollar store. To all the people, there's been like a billion questions about people saying, are you worried about making music like Fake Woke? Are you worried about people trying to censor you? Or what was the word? People trying to silence you. And they use the word they all the time. Are you worried that they will try to silence you? I don't even want to talk about that. If you want to know my feelings on them silencing me, go watch the music video Trying to Kill Me. Tom MacDonald Trying to Kill Me. Go on YouTube, watch that music video. That will answer all of your questions about they and them and their silencing and all that stuff. Go watch Trying to Kill Me on YouTube by Tom MacDonald. Kimberly Miller. Kimberly Miller's obviously been here for a little while because Kimberly Miller says, will you celebrate the success this success of Fake Woke with your purple Lamborghini? Because you guys know about the purple Lambo. And if you don't know about the purple Lambo, I'll give you the Reader's Digest, okay? And I know I just said that I'm not about cars and clothes and blah, 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 blah. But this is a story about the purple Lambo, okay? I was a construction worker in Canada, a carpenter, like we were talking about. So I had literally no fucking money. Like, I was like damn near homeless. I was sleeping on people's couches. I was sleeping on air mattresses. Shit was fucked up. So they have this thing in Vancouver where I was living at the time called low-income housing. So if you're low-income housing, you can apply for like government assistance and then they'll put you up in an apartment, and they call these apartments pods. They put you in a pod and you'd have to pay like $300 a month to live in the pod, and there'd be like 6 or 7 people living in one pod, and you all shared 2 bathrooms and shared a kitchen and blah, 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 blah. So you're essentially living in this housing system with other people who are low income. I was so low income that I couldn't even afford to live in a fucking pod. But in the middle of all these pods, it's like an apartment building. In the center of this big apartment building, there was a glass, like a giant glass box. It was like a sunroom. There was a garden inside it. Like, and it was about 10 feet tall or 15 feet tall and 15 feet wide. It was a glass box and it had a door on it. And one of my friends who was living in the low income housing said, yo, you could probably live in the garden in the middle of the complex. And I was like, for real? And he's like, yeah, you could probably live in that garden and pay $50 a month or something. So for $50 a month, I was sleeping on an air mattress in a garden inside of a glass fucking box in the middle of low income housing apartments. And everybody could see into my fucking glass box. So if I wanted to get changed, I didn't have a shower, I didn't have a bathroom, nothing. So I used to have to like go to my friend's place to shower, go to my friend's place to use the bathroom, or go to a restaurant up the street or whatever. I couldn't even get changed in the glass box because everybody could see through it. I had to duct tape sheets up on the inside of the glass box so I'd have any type of privacy. The fucking glass door didn't even have a lock on it. Like, shit was fucked up. So anyways, I'm trying to get back on my feet at this point in time. So I'm like living in this glass box. And I'm a carpenter, and I just got fired from a job, and I got a new job. So inside this glass box, I have all my carpentry tools in my pouch and shit. And I finally get a job, and I have to be on site for like 6 a.m., which means I have to wake up at 4:30. I have to be walking to the bus stop for 5 a.m., get on the bus, take it to work, blah, 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 blah. So this one morning, I wake up at 4:30. I throw my fucking work clothes on. I got my tool pouch over my shoulder, and I'm walking to the fucking bus stop, and it is just pissing fucking rain.
I need you to do this for me. I don't have waiting for it. And I can't.
No, just get Ryan to do it. I can't. So it's pissing fucking rain, and I'm walking to the bus stop, and it's 5 a.m. I got all this shit, and I'm just like staring at my feet, and I'm just so upset and miserable and just thinking to myself, you live in a fucking glass box, it's pouring rain, and you're going to swing a hammer all day and do something that you hate, and it's just brutal. It's just a miserable situation. I'm like upset with myself and just upset with my situation, and it's not good. This is the way I remember it, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm on my way to the bus stop, I'm getting fucking rained on, I'm carrying this heavy shit, and my shoelaces aren't done. And you know the little hooks on your boots that you hook the laces in while you're running them up the boots? I didn't do my laces up, and the hook on my left boot and the hook on my right boot caught onto one another, and I fell. And I landed on my knees, boom, on the sidewalk in the pouring rain, carrying a bunch of heavy shit. And when I'd gotten up from falling, I lifted my head up and I looked straight ahead, and I was looking in through the window of a really high-end car dealership, and there was a purple Lamborghini parked at the window just right in front of my face. And like the way that its headlights are sitting, it looks like a face, and it looks like kind of mean. Like, you know what a Lamborghini looks like, and it looks kind of like a mean face. And it was just like, yo, I just fell on the ground. I'm soaking wet. I'm carrying all this shit. It's pouring rain. I'm going to take a bus to work at 5 a.m. I'm living in a glass fucking box that's a garden with sheets taped up so nobody can see me. And there's this fucking $250,000 vehicle staring at me through the glass, and it's just like almost taunting me. And I just remember saying out loud, I'm gonna fucking buy you one day. And then I got up and put the fucking thing over my shoulder and walked to the bus stop and left. And I never forgot that. I told that fucking car, I'm going to fucking buy you one day. And even though I don't need it, don't want it, don't care about that material shit, I promise you, at one point in time, I'm going to buy that fucking purple Lamborghini just to spite, just to close that chapter of my life. I said I was going to do it, and I just have to do it. So that is the purple Lamborghini story. Howard Harris says, what are your hobbies outside of music? Honestly, dude, I don't really have a lot of hobbies outside of music. I don't really have a lot of time to have hobbies outside of music. I'm just so, like I said, I work 20 hours a day on this music thing. If I'm not producing, I'm writing. If I'm not writing, I'm producing. If I'm not doing either of those things, I'm recording, or I'm shooting videos with Nova, or I'm designing artwork or whatever. There's just... And aside from all the creative stuff, I'm also designing all the merch, and I'm autographing CDs and sending out CDs to you guys. And literally, I woke up today at 9. I didn't work out today because I knew I have to sign CDs. So this is the first break I've taken. But since 9 a.m. this morning, I've been autographing albums because I need to. The next step is, now that all the albums are autographed, I have to put them in envelopes, seal it up, put the shipping labels on them, and send them out the door to all of you guys. So I don't have time to really have any other hobbies. And as soon as this live stream's done, I'm back to autographing and packing albums. And I'll be doing that for the next 3 days. And I'm releasing a music video this Friday at 9 a.m. So I got no shortage of stuff to do and no time for hobbies, unfortunately. When I do have downtime, I play video games. I just hooked up my PlayStation VR thing the other day. And I've been playing the Walking Dead game on PlayStation VR. I actually just beat the Walking Dead game. I think it was called Overkill or Onslaught or some shit like that. I beat the Walking Dead game for PSVR. And then I found that there's a second one. So I downloaded the other Walking Dead virtual reality game. And I actually downloaded Iron Man and Star Wars as well. But I fucking hate Iron Man. Like, I'm more of like a run on the ground and stab a zombie in the face with a pool cue kind of guy. I don't like flying around and shooting lasers at shit. It's just like too much for me. Like, the PSVR already makes me feel like so fucking dizzy. Like, I don't need to be flying through the fucking air like being Iron Man. Like, I'm gonna break something. Like, either something in my house or like my own fucking arm. So, when I have time, I play video games, but I don't have a whole lot of time. Just flipping through here. Looking for questions. A lot of people just talking and laughing at me because I'm a goofball. One second. I just reached the point where Kyle Haley says, hey, Tom, how'd you quit smoking weed? I'd love to myself, and if I were in your shoes, I'd be a mini Snoop. Yo, people ask me that all the time. Like, how did you quit smoking weed? How did you quit drinking alcohol? How did you quit, like, living that life and stuff like that? And, like, a lot of people need to go to meetings. A lot of people need to go to rehab. A lot of people need to find replacement habits and stuff like that. But, like, trust me, like, I didn't need anything other than almost literally fucking dying and then having to spend 9 months wanting to kill myself. Like, that's all I needed. I didn't need a fucking Nicorette patch. I didn't need to go to rehab. I didn't need to go to a meeting. I didn't need anything. I needed to look death in the face for 9 months and decide not exactly what I'm trying to do with my life right now. I need to figure out my shit and go the other way. So, you know, it wasn't like it's weird. People ask me, how'd you quit this? How'd you quit that? I just fucking almost died. That's how I quit. And like, unfortunately, like a lot of people that reach that point, that hit that level, a lot of those people do die. I was very, very lucky to not, I hit rock bottom, and some people fall through the floor and that's it. And I was very lucky to be one of the fortunate people that did not fall through the floor and hit rock bottom and found a way to climb out of that fucking hole. So I'm just flipping through here. Billy Rose says, do you have any regrets in your career thus far? Older songs, business moves, or anything that you said in a song, etc.? No, not really. That's pretty easy for me. I don't really do that. I don't really regret things. I believe that everything happens for a reason. Like, that's the difficult part, is like when you make songs about, like, you know, some of the songs I make, the white boys, politically incorrect, fake wokes, people so stupid, no lives matter, shit like that. Like I don't always, you know, feel the same way about all of those things all the time. I'm like a human being, and I'm growing and I'm learning and evolving as a person constantly. So like, do I feel the same way as some of the things that I've said in the songs in the past? Like, no, not exactly. But I don't regret saying how I felt at the time. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with feeling differently about shit either. And like, that's the thing, is like when you have a change of heart or you evolve, your mindset changes or something, a lot of people just love to scream like, you sold out, you said this in this song, and then you said this in this other song, and you're contradicting yourself, and blah, 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 blah. And to me, it's just like, yo, like, the songs like White Boy, No Lives Matter, Fake Woke, fucking Politically Incorrect, People So Stupid, blah, 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 blah. That's how I felt when I was writing that song. I never claimed that to be fact. I never claimed that to be truth. I never claimed that to be the only way that I've ever felt about it, or the only way that I'm ever going to feel about it in the future. To me, it's like making music is like wearing clothes. Like right now I'm wearing a $20 WWE t-shirt. Okay? Because that's what I felt like wearing today. Some days I feel like wearing white tees. Some days I wear black tees. Some days I wear yellow tees. Some days I wear sweaters. Some days I wear stripes. Some days I wear polka dots. Some days I wear SpongeBob shit. Sometimes you know what I mean? I wear what I feel on that day. And I make the music that I feel at that point in time. I'm not going to wear a fucking yellow shirt every single fucking day because I don't feel like a yellow shirt every single fucking day. And I'm not gonna make the same song over and over again, or because it's not how I feel all the time. Like, we are people. Like, it's okay to contradict yourself and to change your mind and to have different opinions and have your perspective and point of view grow and evolve over time. Like, I pride myself on being consistent. I think I'm a pretty consistent person. I don't act different when other people are in the room. It doesn't matter who the person is. If it's Fox News or a fucking live stream, I'm the same fucking guy all the time. I am consistent. But a lot of people think that consistency means never changing. And that's just not true. These people that scream about consistency and never changing and shit, these are the people that have one fucking idea and they hold on to that idea their entire fucking life and build all their other points of view and perspectives off that one idea. And that's just, it's stupid. You are here to grow and evolve and get better and get smarter and have better ideas and improve on things and blah, 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 blah. So do I necessarily feel the exact same way that I felt in a lot of those songs and the things that I said? Not necessarily, but do I regret them? Hell no. I don't regret shit ever. And that's just creatively. Like business speaking, I've never fucking signed a contract. I don't have a label deal. I don't have distro. I don't have nothing. So I haven't even given myself the opportunity to make any decisions that I regret on the business side of things, because I just fucked everybody completely off and just did everything myself with my girlfriend. So that's that. Derek Aristo says, can you say what up to Peyton, my daughter? She's 5 and we both love you. What's up, Derek and Peyton? I hope you like my music. Even though you're 5, you probably don't understand a lot of it. Don't repeat the bad language. And don't get a bunch of silly tattoos on your face either. You're beautiful the way you are. So there's your shout out, Derek. Hope you and Peyton are enjoying the live stream. Okay, just flipping through here. Okay, I'm not seeing any question marks. Aaron Brummett says, what has been your proudest moment thus far in your career? I probably have a few of my proudest moments. There's been a few times where, here, I got two. I got 2 proudest moments. One, going on tour and playing sold out shows with my best friend Brandon Hart opening the show, my girlfriend playing after him, and then me headlining with my dad driving the tour bus across the country. That was a proud moment. When you're standing on stage and there's 500-600 people screaming the words to your song, and you look over and you see your girlfriend and your best friend standing on side stage, and you look over at the other side stage and you see your dad standing there, pretty fucking proud moment. That meant a lot to me. The other proudest moment is, I'm just going to keep it real short and simple, and I'm not going to talk much about it, but my mom, after working for like 45 years at the bank, retired this past December, and I was a big reason why she was able to do that. And that's all I'm going to say about it, but that was definitely one of the proudest moments of my life, to be able to help my mom make that transition. And when she said that she might go back and do one day here or there, and I was like, no, the fuck you're not. You're done working. You're not going back to work. That was huge. So those are probably my 2 proudest moments, and just, sharing this journey with, being able to go on tour with my girlfriend and my dad and my best friend, and helping out my mom, retiring and stuff. I don't think it gets any better than that. That's what this is all about. So. Yeah, this is a funny question. Shane Love says, in the video for Best Rapper Ever, how did you guys pull off you being pinned against the wall and then raised up the wall? That was awesome for you guys to do. So if you guys have seen the Best Rapper Ever video, you see that it's like Evil Tom versus regular Tom, and they're fighting with one another throughout the house. And then there's a point where Evil Tom puts his hand out and regular Tom slams back against the wall, and then Evil Tom goes like this, and regular Tom slides up the wall and he's pinned to the top of the wall. And that was all really just like clever shooting techniques and editing tricks by Nova, because essentially what happened was Nova would stand there with the camera, and then when he put his hand out, I would just jump back, boom, and then hit the wall. And we filmed that like 10 times. And then when I was actually sliding up the wall, what I did was I took a ladder and then I put it sideways so it would sit flat against the wall, and I crouched on the very top of the ladder. And then when she said go, I'd slowly just stand up and press my back against the wall to make it look like I was being lifted up the wall. So that's probably not like the coolest answer that you'd want to hear, but it was just a really simple, she shot it from a low angle so you couldn't see the ladder. And I just tried to act like I was sliding up the wall. And I mean, if you saw the video, you know how incredible it looked. And if you haven't seen it, why haven't you seen Best Rapper Ever by Tom MacDonald? It's amazing. Ambrose Vargas says, what's your future goals? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Or do you just live in the moment? Man, I'm just a live in the moment guy. I don't set 5-year goals or 10-year goals. I hate that question. I'm not mad at you, but I hate the question when you go to record labels or you go to have meetings with different people. They always say like, oh, where do you see yourself in 10 years? And it's, what the fuck are you talking about? 10 years? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing when I walk out of this meeting. 10 years? Let me figure out what the fuck I'm doing in the next 15 minutes before I figure out what I'm doing 10 years from now. My whole philosophy is just that, like, I don't set long-term things. I just work my ass off every single day, and every day I try to outdo what I did yesterday. So I just feel like it doesn't matter how big of a goal you set for 10 years from now. If I am constantly competing against myself to do better than what I did yesterday, and I do that every day, trying to top myself constantly, just by following that process, I'll make it further in 2 years than anybody that's motivated by a 10-year goal. That's just my personal opinion. That's what works for me. I make important decisions in crucial moments when it's dire to do so. That's just the way I work. So, anyways, guys, yo, this has been awesome. I think this was a good one. Maybe it wasn't as funny as they usually are, but dude, I've been dealing with the fake woke video all week, and my brain is just burnt from being on social media. I'm just like constantly posting and talking about it and doing stories and all the shit that's required to be active on the internet, because if you weren't on the internet, do you even exist anymore? Like, who knows? Like, if it didn't happen online, is it even real? So I'm just gassed, and on top of dealing with fake woke and going on the news and doing the interviews and blah, 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 I'm dropping another new video this Friday at 9 a.m. So it has been a heavy workload. I'm burnt. So I'm just going to leave it at new video drops Friday, 9 a.m. The artwork drops tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you want to know what the video is about, meet me here tomorrow at 9 and you'll find out. Fake Woke is still at #1 on iTunes, over 3 million views, 600,000 streams. We're going to chart on Billboard next week, and all of those things are taken into consideration. So please, go watch Fake Woke, go share it everywhere, download it on iTunes, stream it on Spotify. Let's see how crazy we can make this thing going. It's really difficult to even imagine how crazy this thing could get, considering how crazy it's already gone. But I know it can do more, and I'm excited to see what we can do to push us up the Billboard charts next week. So if you have a spare 99 cents, please download it on iTunes. If you don't, just go watch the video on YouTube for free or stream it on Spotify for free. And don't forget to share it. Let's just keep blowing that up. But new video Friday, and it is a crazy one. I can't wait to give it to you guys. Friday, 9 a.m. Sign up for the Hangover Gang newsletter if you want to see it early. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see it early. All the links are in the comments. They're pinned. I think when this live stream ends, the comments become unpinned, so I will post them in one more time. If you see my comment, give it a like. It'll push it up higher in the feed and make it easier for other people to find them. Man, what a wild week. There is no group of people that I would rather have riding in the fucking car with me than you guys. I feel like we are all collectively just on the road trip of a lifetime right now. And everybody on the road is just moving the fuck out of the way because Hangover Gang is coming. So I just want to say thank you to everybody out there that's helped make this week so amazing. Please be ready to share the new video on Friday when it drops. We got to make this thing go just as crazy as the last one. So thank you to everybody out there that's been helping. Thank you to everybody that's going to share the new one on Friday. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm literally going to go sit in the living room and start autographing more CDs so I can pack them up tomorrow and get them in the mail on the way to your houses. If you want one, hangovergang.com. Links are in the comments. I love y'all. I hope you had a good Wednesday evening with me here. I had a blast. 2 more sleeps to the new video. So till then, hope everybody stays healthy and happy. And if you're riding down a bumpy road right now, we all go down a bumpy road. So at one point or another, you're going to have a wild time riding down a bumpy road. But just trust me, even the bumpiest fucking roads eventually run smooth. So just hang on till then. If things aren't good, it'll get better, I promise you. If things are good, hang on to that because it's a rarity these days. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Tough times don't last, tough people do. It's Hangover Gang forever. New video Friday. I'll see y'all soon. I love y'all. Peace.